Hi, this is Drawing with Balance, and today we're going to create some ripples in Blender, and it's fairly simple. You can do it in about 5 minutes. It's on the top of my list for Blenduary, so it's all the things we're going to do throughout the month of January. It's number one. I'm learning myself, so this is what I was able to do in about 20 minutes, and then I went through and I was able to do it. I took that time down to about 6 minutes on like the third or fourth try. And I put the hotkeys on there just so you can see, and most of the things we use a lot of the time, so like scaling and stuff. I'm also just showing you some other options here, so you don't have to press all the hotkeys. You can press a little bit on the side down at the bottom left hand corner, and when you do something new it allows you to adjust it. I've got into tab. If you press tab to get into edit mode, it's a bit quicker than going up the top. You can do it like that, but it's just easier. Right clicking also allows you to subdivide, so the same as doing that subdivision modifier kind of thing. This allows you to subdivide into that plane, so you get way more things to work with. Just gives you some extra detail and means that you can do the ripple effect. Otherwise, like, it just bounces up and down. I did it with like really low ones and it just looks like a vibrating trampoline or a floating handkerchief, whichever one you prefer. Then this one uses like the physics and it's really simple. Once you get the hang of it, you're going to use the right hand side, and you just need to basically add a canvas. You need to make sure that you pick a canvas and a brush, and so the plane here will be the canvas, and you're just gonna choose the option for wave. Makes it really simple. How you adjust all the settings on the right hand side there, that will affect your wave, but you can't really do that until later on. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to add what's going to become our brusher. I'm using a ball just because it's quite simple. You can change it to whatever you want. I put a square and then I don't know why, because I just thought the ball would be easier, but I think it's just habit building with a square. So you use the ball, and then like this is really cool because this is the first bit of animation I've done as well. So normally this bar at the bottom I just delete, but you kind of have to drag it up to be able to see. So this is like stop frame animation, but it fills in the blanks, which is great. You just do a path and it works out how to get there by itself. Like, this is genius. You pick a start point, you move it, and you press I. That's like taking the picture on a stop frame animation there, and then all you're doing is you're repeating this process until you get a really until you get the movements that you like. Because you're not using like joints and not figure, it's just moving the ball. Like, you can just do the trajectory even of the ball, and you do each point that you want to. I've found that it doesn't work if you just touch the water. I found that like I have problems with it working then. I could be wrong, and if you know the solution to that, please hit it up in the comments. Like, I would appreciate it. Like I said, this is me learning as I'm going. So the ball, I've made it go through the water and come back out. So it's kind of like, you know, when those like bouncy like balls you throw in the water, they go under for a second but they fly back out because the pressure. I've done it like that, and I'll get like 2 nice water ripples from that. The first few times I did this, I got so messed up and angry because it just wasn't working. I couldn't work out why. But this one seemed to work just fine. So again, I've just done it, and I took it down to about 50, not the 250. When you loop it, it just plays quicker. That's all. This bit's a little bit time consuming, if I'm honest, but it's worth taking the time and making sure that you get everything right. Sometimes I was pressing U by accident, I think, and that like unsettled it. But then if you press I, if it's not working, I tend to just like re-click on it, click I, and it was doing it. The other thing is, remember to move the timer section before you move it and do it again. Otherwise you literally just replace what you just done and it doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't work properly. You can always check as well by dragging the blue icon there up, across and round. You can see the path and movement, and it helps you to adjust. Also, pressing space bar is the short key for play and pause, just like on most like DVD and video kind of content. So once you've got the path, you're then gonna like transfer the ball into being the brush. Now, it's really hard to see the ripple. So this is, I think maybe it did work before and I just wasn't looking properly, but don't get discouraged by that. Like, it's fine. Then the next step really is to try and make the water look a bit different. You can change the ripples by again adjusting with the settings on the right, but I would do that once you can see and you get the water looking how it wants. And so all I did is I was trying to find transmission, and I was struggling because I went past it and it did make sense. So I then found transmission eventually, and I'm going to change it to 1. My computer seemed to struggle with this. I don't know if it takes a lot of processing power to do it. Like, I haven't got a super high computer. I got a computer that deals with Blender okay, but it's like, it was about £1,000, so I don't know how good or bad that is in computing. I think it's adequate, but it's not gonna cope with super heavy stuff. I went into the view, and you can see the water ripples way better. I shaded smooth because it was looking a bit pixely, and yeah, like, I'm more than happy with how this turned out. And you can use different shapes, you can use different things. There's other ways of making the brushes also change, so you can use different objects. So try it out, let me know what you think. I would love to see some of yours, and join me for tomorrow for making a crystal.